My name's Arni Sribhen. I am the coordinator of media relations at INDYCAR. Really, I help support the media who cover the Verizon IndyCar Series, and I do all kinds of things. I'm also the stat guy for things. Will Power calls me IndyCar's numbers guy. He likes to try to stump me with things, but so I do a lot of stats. I kind of take a little pride in being the steward of the history of the sport right now, so doing that. I like to joke that I'm a Swiss Army knife. I do a lot of things, I'm just not good at any of them. I've been at IndyCar since 2004, so if you're looking at me, I started when I was 10. But no, really, I'm a lot older than I look, but yeah, since 2004, so long time. I worked at newspapers. I was a copy editor and a sports writer for 2 newspapers in South Carolina. I did that for about 6 years and then came to IndyCar. I can remember being a kid watching the Indy 500, and that was when it wasn't live. So it would come on Sunday nights, just like it is here in Indy. I remember being a kid who tried to stay up to watch all 500 miles and falling asleep about lap 120 or something like that, and never knowing who won. And then when I got older, I started taping them, and then I probably watched the 82 and 81 and 92 finishes 5 gajillion times. Now that they're on YouTube, it's a lot easier. After I left the first newspaper in South Carolina, I'm from Texas originally, and I was gonna move back to Texas. I basically wore out my welcome in South Carolina. I've not really, but I decided I was going to leave and move back to Texas. When I was in Texas for the week and a half between jobs I had, a friend of mine happened to be a weekend helper at Texas Motor Speedway and said, "You should come out and help the race while you're in town." So I did. I met the INDYCAR PR people at the time. They were also the IMS PR people. And I made a good enough impression, and I kept in touch with them over the years and saw them at I continued to work at Texas even though I had a job at a newspaper. I'd take vacation time to work events at Texas and got to know some people, and one of them said, "Hey, I'm looking to move to NASCAR. My job might be coming open soon." So when he left, I got contacted and they asked me to interview for the job, and I got it. So here I am. Well, I said, when I did my first job at Texas, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had sent out a bunch of resumes because I knew I was leaving the newspaper I was at in South Carolina. I just didn't know where I was going. It turns out a bigger newspaper in South Carolina got my resume. They really liked me and asked me to come back out. So instead of moving back to Texas, I just moved an hour away. So, but at the same time, I had been bitten by the racing bug and working and helping out with racing. So I tried as much as I could to stay in the racing world, keep my contacts up and things like that. So I think I interviewed for a couple jobs with race teams and race tracks before INDYCAR had an opening, but INDYCAR, this was the job or at least the company I wanted to work for. I wanted to work for the sanctioning body.